you in which scenario we require this auto scaling to be. So let's suppose, guy, during festive seasons, right? This is the best example I have seen. During festive season, you have seen like there is a like Amazon.com, there is a Azure.com, right? These are the like Paytm. All they launch multiple. They will basically launch multiple offers for the users, right? So maybe let's suppose in normal days on Amazon or on Azure, what, or it's not Azure, it's a Flipkart actually, sorry guys, because Flipkart data center is hosted on Azure environment. Okay, so either it's a Amazon or either it's a Flipkart. Whenever there is a sale, there is a yearly sales, or there is a Diwali sale, or there is a Black Friday sale, maybe in normal days, let's suppose 10,000 people is sending the request into your Amazon.com or into your Flipkart.com. But in festive season, you have seen these requests may reach up to 50,000. It's just a hypothetical number, right? Maybe these requests reach it till 50,000. So let's suppose in normal days, if you have hosted your servers or your application into 10 servers, they can function well. But for festive season, because your user count is increasing by 5 times, in that case, you need a 50 servers, right? You need a 50 servers for during that time. What do you have to do? Either you can just purchase these 50 servers and just run your web services, right? When this festive season is over after 2 3 days, what you will do remaining 40s, because there's a some extra 40 servers you are in. What will you will do with these servers? They are useless for you in normal days, right? So the thing is, if I'll talk about AWS or if I'll talk about Azure Cloud, they will also provide some kind of services where you can scale out and also you can scale in your servers as per the requirements, guys. If you need it like 50 servers for 5 days or 10 days, you can just get from these service or these cloud providers. They will give you 50 servers for 10 days. When these 10 days are over, you can just remove all these servers. These kind of things also you can achieve, guys, by using. For that, what we will use? We will use something called as like auto scaling. And in auto scaling, what happens? Let's suppose right now you are having three servers. You are having three servers, and these servers can able to handle your 9,000 requests. They can able to handle 9,000 requests. Let's suppose due to any reason, and when they will handle the now 9,000 requests, every server have a some kind of CPU utilization between 50 to 60%. This is the CPU utilization during these requests. Let's suppose if these servers have start getting the 10k request, what will happen? Their CPU will increase, right? Maybe if they will receive a 12k request, their CPU will increase. So in that case, what you can just configure these servers in such a way, so if your CPU is reaching between 60% to 70%, just add one server. If your traffic again, let's suppose this request count from 10k or 12k, when it again come to 9k, when means in normal, then just delete that server whatever you have added. Now let's suppose your CPU count is again, because right now they are distributing these requests between four servers now, right? Let's suppose now request count become 15k. That time what you can do, they will also add one more server. So the thing is, these kind of thing also you can basically configure into your fire into your AWS environment. So they will launch the same type of servers according to the CPU utilization. You can also use some other parameters here. This is the one case. This is the one use case of your auto scaling. Now When we integrate this auto scaling with your load balancers, what it can do, if load balancer is just try to do the health check, right? So he will do the health check of your servers. If any of these servers is not available, in that case, what your load balancer do, it will basically just add the new servers. So what load balancer just failing the health check. So what it will just inform to the auto scaling group, can you just launch a new server because one server is not available. So means by using the auto scaling, you can just scale in your capacity and scale out your capacity as per the traffic, as per the user request. This is the best features also I have seen into this particular cloud providers, into AWS, Azure. So as per the requirement, you can just scale in and scale out. Okay. So like in auto scaling, basically you have to understand three things. We have to understand the launch configuration. So the thing in this launch configuration, what we have to define are, we have to define the type of our instance, then key pair, security group, AMI. These are the three things we need to define into our launch configuration. And after we have to create one auto scaling group where we will define what is the maximum capacity, what is the minimum server, all these kind of things we can basically define over there. We will see these things in a lab, so don't worry about it, guys. Okay. Scale out means increasing and scale in means reducing. Enable elasticity by scaling horizontally, same type and same size. So means by using auto scaling, it will provide the horizontal scaling. Means it can scale the servers, means add new servers, and it can also delete the servers, guys. Okay. Auto scaling help us to save the cost by cutting down the number of EC2 instance. Means we can save a lot because whenever we need these servers, we can just scale in and scale out. If we don't require these servers, it will basically delete these servers. So these are the component. We can also attach this auto scaling with your load balancers. Whenever we will attach this with the load balancer, so my load balancer also can trigger the event. So my auto scaling group can add new servers and remove the new servers. Okay. So we can attach one or more elastic load balancer to our auto scaling group. The elastic load balancer must be in the same region as the auto scaling group, means they should be belongs to the same region. Just remember, guys. Once we do this, any EC2 instance existing or added to the ASG will be automatically registered with the auto scaling group. Means when we will add this auto scaling group with the load balancer, so whatever new EC2 instance we will launch or launch by this auto scaling group, it will automatically added into your target groups. You don't need to do it manually. We do not need to register those instances manually on the auto scaling group defined ELB. Instances and the ELB must be in the same VPC. This is also one more condition, means they should be belongs to same region and same VPC. You have to just remove these things. They will do the health check, guys. Okay. So this is the health check. Like auto scaling group classify its EC2 instance health status as either healthy or unhealthy. By default, auto scaling uses EC2 status checks. So the thing is, auto scaling group, how it will do the health check, it will use the EC2 health check. You have seen it will perform these two checks, right? It will use these checks. But what we will do, we generally define like ELB as a health check. So my load balancer will do the health check and it will just inform to auto scaling group regarding the health of your EC2 instance. Okay. When we have one or more ELB defined with the ASG, we can configure a auto scaling group to use the both the EC2 health check and the ELB health check. We can also define both to determine the instance health check. Health check grace period is 300 second, means whenever is any device become unhealthy, this is a grace period for that. After 5 minutes, it will basically terminated and new instance will be added. If we set 0 in grace period, the instance health check once it is in service. Until the grace period timer expires, any unhealthy status reported by EC2 status check or the ELB attached to the auto scaling group will not be acted upon. Okay, so you can just go through with this particular PDF. I'll share with you guys. Okay, now let me directly jump into your lab. So how you can start with your lab? First, you have to create your BPC. You have to create your subnets. You have to create your internet gateway, and you have to define your routing table. These things you can create as per your as per the last class lab. Yesterday, whatever lab we have done, just configure according to that. And after that, what you have to do, just launch one EC2 instance. So first we have to launch the EC2 instance. I will use here Amazon Linux image. Next, I will select this BPC and I will just put here subnet 1. I want public IP address on this particular machine because I want to do the some configuration on that. Okay. And after that, I'll also want one static IP address on this machine. 10.20.0.100 because I am running this machine into this particular range. And I want on this machine these particular services. I want Nginx and stress to be installed. Okay, so what I can do, I'll just copy this particular script. Let me just type this script here. I also want this particular software to be installed, which is stress. So how? I will also run one more command over there. Sudo yum install stress -y. And I want these two packages, Nginx package and stress package, to be installed into my machine. I will put this one here into my user data. So this software will be installed automatically, right? Now I'll just go to into storage. I'll select the same storage, go to tags, and I will use this tag like name equals to auto scaling image. I'll just give this particular name. I will select the security group. I will select this security group. Okay. Review and launch. I'll just launch my instance now. Open this instance. So go there. Let me just refresh this one. And it is in a pending state, right? So you have to wait. It will come online after 2-3 minutes. Let me just get the public DNS of this one. And let me just try to log in into this instance. Open the new session. Load. So I will just open the new session here. Okay, just go to into here sudo su. Okay, now if you go there, if you type this particular IP address, if you try to open, let's check your Nginx is working, means Nginx has been installed successfully on that. Let me just make some changes into this machine so you will able to see this is the right machine. Okay, what I will just modify the same file which we are having inside your user share Nginx HTML. Inside that HTML we are having index.html file, right? I'll just add the one line over there like we have did yesterday. It's the same thing I'm doing. Like I'll just give the name welcome to crnets.com. This is our web server. After I will also add one more heading here, like AWS auto scaling demo. Means this is the auto scaling demo for AWS. Okay. Slash h1. Now I'll just do a right quit here, and let me just check. So I will also check this kind of yum install stress minus y. So stress is already installed, I hope. Yum status stress. Let me type here stress. So stress is not there, I hope. Yum install. I think stress software is not there inside this Amazon Linux machine. Let me just use this one if I can get this particular. I need this particular stress for just for generating some stress into my machine. I think this particular stress tool is not available inside this machine. So what I have to do, I cannot able to use this EC2 instance. I have to use something else. So what I will do, let me just terminate it. Okay. I will launch a new EC2 instance, and this time I will use the Ubuntu image. Okay. I will use this Ubuntu. I will use this one 18.04. Okay. This is also free tier as a level. So I'll select this one. Next, I will use the same VPC. Subnet is 1. I want public IP address on this one. Sorry, private public IP address. I will go there and I'll just assign one IP address, which is, or I'll just leave that IP setting as well default. I don't want any IP into your user data. Advanced user data what? I will just put this particular script. Okay. Sudo yum install nginx -y sudo yum install stress. I just put this particular user data over there. It's a Linux. In this particular machine, these services are there, guys. You don't need to worry about that. Name equals to auto scaling image. Okay. Configure a security group. So I will use the same security group which we have created yesterday. Review and launch. Let me go to into instance. So these three instance has been terminated. Let me just, it is in pending state. I'll get the this IP address and let me log in into this IP address. Load. So the thing is just put this particular DNS name, and instead of EC2, what you have to use to log in into Ubuntu, you have to use Ubuntu. So you have to wait here. Connection is refused. Let me just check. Auto scaling image. Okay. If I'll copy this IP address, let me just put this domain here. Meanwhile, let me just log in, restart. So I have, see, username is Ubuntu. Now I have logged in into this machine. Type here sudo su hyphen, and right now I'm into your configuration mode. Let me just see Nginx has been started or not. If it will not start, then I will basically start it by myself. Okay, ping to www.google.com. Let me just check. Ping is working. Okay, apt-get update. I will just update the repository, and after I will just install the ng. I will write all these commands in Notepad. Don't worry, guys. Okay, now apt install nginx -y. It will install the nginx. And you also need to install the stress. Stress is the tool which we use for generating the load inside this machine. Okay, so stress also installed. Now let me just run this command. Service nginx restart. Let's restart. Service has been restarted. Let me just copy the IP address of this one. Let me just type here. Welcome to Nginx. So we are getting this kind of page. And this is also okay. Okay. Now what I can do, so let me just type here history. Copy, I will copy all these commands. So the thing in this particular thing, what you have to do, you have to update your script like that. Sudo apt get update, you can use like that. Okay. Then copy this one. Sudo apt get install nginx. Then use this one, sudo apt install stress, and just restart the nginx. Sudo service is restart the nginx. This is the basically this particular thing you have to basically type into your user data field that time. Okay, because that is script I have created for your Amazon Linux machine. This is for Ubuntu. Okay, now when you will done with that, so we are able to access our nginx right from here. Now do one thing, guys. cd/usr/share/nginx html. Just type here ll, and you are having index.html, right? Let me just open this index.html with vi editor. And the thing is, what I will do, I will just add few headings over there. I'll just change. I will change here. I will just welcome to sianets.com. Copy this one. Just paste. I'll just paste. I'll just paste this time 4 times. Okay. Now here I will just change this one as a like welcome to AWS auto scaling demo class. I just copy this content one more time. I'll just paste here. I'll paste here. I'll paste here. Okay. So it means I have created these kind of lines. Now I will just double right quit. Just come outside from this particular. If this time I will just refresh this page. So the thing in this machine, what you have to do, guys, just remember always you need to restart the service, nginx, restart. Why it is not opening that page in a correct format? Service nginx restart. Let me just system ctl enable nginx. We have to also enable this nginx. Similar state of nginx service with this one. Now service nginx, it's nginx stop. Let me just do the stop and start. Now I will just enable it. So, and after that, now I will just restart one more time. Now let me just check the status of this service. What is the status? So you will see that service nginx is, you will see somewhere here running. See, it is running and active, which means things are good as per our requirement. Okay. So we are able to open this particular web page of your nginx. Now what you have to do after doing all these things, guys, why I'm doing, because the thing is, whenever I'm just little bit worried why it is not changing this index.html web page. That I will not able to understand. Okay, no problem. So the thing is, now what I have just installed this particular VM. Now I need to create one AMI from this VM, guys. How I can create this AMI? I have to go to into this instance. I'll select the state and I'll just go to into actions, then actions, just go a little bit down, AMI templates, and just create one image. I will use my AMI with nginx running. Okay, give the name. So my AMI which are running nginx. Let's copy this AMI. I will just paste over there. I leave these settings default. And I just create this image. So this is how we will create the AMI, and we have also seen this AMI creation into one of our sections, right? So right now image creation is going on. If you go to into AMI, one image creation is started. Why I have created this AMI? Because if you go to into your auto scaling where it is, so what I can do, let me just open one more EC2 dashboard. So image creation is going on here. I'll go to into this EC2 dashboard, and this EC2 dashboard, if I'll go to into auto scaling, you will see here into auto scaling, you will have two things: launch configuration and auto scaling group. So what if you go to into launch configuration? Now just create a launch configuration. Just create this launch configuration. Okay, so in launch configuration, you will see here we need to define our AMI. See, this particular AMI I will select it. So let me just check the status of my AMI is created or not. It is still in pending state. So it just creation is going on. When AMI will created, you will also see one snapshot is also created for this one, right? See, a snapshot creation is also going on for this particular AMI. So we have to wait till for this one to create properly, and after that I will start creating my auto scaling or my launch configuration. Okay. And before that, actually what I can do, let me go to into launch configuration. You have to choose your AMI. Apart from this AMI, you also need to choose your additional configuration, like from where you want to just get this AMI. If you want to assign any kind of roles, then monitor, then volume, then security groups, then rules, key pair. These are the things which we need to define into a launch configuration. Okay, if I'll go to into your auto scaling group, if I'll create auto scaling group, what I have to define auto scaling group, then here I need to define my launch template. If I'll just define this one, let me just define some bogus configuration. Okay, I will not create right now. See, in network here I need to select my BPC. I need to select my subnets, whatever subnets I'm having. I will select all my subnets here and go there. Security groups and all, you also need to select another subnets. Let me just select other subnets as well. Invalid launch configuration, because configuration is not, it's invalid. Now here you need to select something called, which is your target groups as well. That's why, so before creating this auto scaling group, I will show you how we can create a target groups. So we will create that target groups as well. So let's wait, let me just go to into launch configuration only. Image is running. Let me just see the AMI status. It is also in pending. So means that image is launching now. So we have to wait for this image to come up properly. I'm getting this web page only, but I am not, it is not taking the actual one. I have also buried. Let me just check one more time on that. Just load this particular user. Here I will give here Ubuntu, then the IP address. Let me just open. Sudo su hyphen bim slash usr slash share slash nginx, then html, where we are having one index.html file, right? All these settings are there. I'm not sure why it is not working. It should work. It is only it is also giving us the old page only, right? So let me just find something else. Thank you for using nginx. We are getting this particular page, right? If you see the page, thank you for using nginx. If I'll change this content as well, let's just see what will happen. Thank you for visiting. Let me just change visiting cnets.com. If I'll just do this minor change, let's see. Right, quit. Still it is giving that particular page only. Okay, no problem at all. We will use that same page only, guys, then. Sudo yum. Let me just see the AMI has been created or not. So in first step, we have to create this AMI, and our AMI is created now. Now what you have to do, just go to into your EC2, into launch configuration, and create your launch configuration. And how you will create it, just go to into this and give the name auto scaling launch configuration demo. Select your AMI here. This is my AMI for Nginx, right? I will select this AMI because this is the one which I have created. Define the instance type if you want. I will use here T2 micro, and generally you don't need to define as well. T2 micro. By default it will get this detail from your AMI itself, but I have defined it. That is also okay. Now, do you want a spot instance? No, I don't want a spot instance. And the thing is, if you want to AMI instance profile, if you want to select, I don't want any kind of profile for now, guys. I don't want monitoring. I don't want any kind of optimization and all. I'll go into there. I will go with this volume only. Create a security group or select an existing. I will use the existing security group because which is LV demo SG. Key pair, which key pair I want to use my, choose a existing key pair, and I will select this key pair. And so because the thing is I am just selecting all these things because whenever my auto scaling group launch any new image, it will use all this information, guys. So I think I have just created my launch configuration tab. Now what I can do, let me just go to into auto scaling group. Just create one auto scaling group. I'll give the name ASG demo. Auto scaling group, this is for demo. Okay, I select the template which is create a launch, create template, but whatever template I have created, I will select here. Why I'm not getting that template here? Amazon Linux machine template. No, I have to select this one. Choose a launch template that contains the instance level settings such as this one, and keep here all these. I'm not getting this one. Let me just go to into my launch template one more time. I have created this launch template. Okay, it is having all the details as well. Create a auto scaling group. Okay, so the thing is from here also I can able to create a auto scaling group. Either you can create from here, but what is the issue? I'm not getting that template. So what I will create the auto scaling group from this point of, from here as well. Select this one, and I'll just create a auto scaling group. See, as I have selected from here, I'll got this particular launch configuration here. Because the thing is why I'm not getting, maybe that is the issue, guys. See, safely and securely replace the instance. If I'll go into this configuration, then auto scaling group. So due to, because switch to launch configuration, I have to select this one here, then only I will get this particular demo. Okay, so I have to switch the template here now, give the name auto scaling group for demo. I've selected this one. Now click on next. Select my BPC. So I will use my this BPC, and I will select all my subnets, guys. So whenever this particular automation group add the VMs, it will add these VMs into multiple availability zones. Now I'll select next. Now here you will get attach the load balancer. No load balancer, but attach an existing load balancer or attach a new load balancer. I am not having any load balancer, so I will just attach a new load balancer. What kind of load balancer you want? I want a application load balancer or either a no network load, but I will go with the application load balancer, and I will give load balancer name is, give the name like ASG demo ALB, application load balancer. If you want, you can also create your own load balancer, guys. Okay, but I am getting this option from here, so I can just create from here. Okay, this is the internet facing load balancer. Just select the subnet. So these are the thing which you have to select into your load balancer. I have select these subnets is already selected. One, these are subnet IDs, guys. Okay, just remember. Protocol is HTTP, port is 80. If you want to create any forwarding group, no, I don't want any forwarding group. I don't want to create any tag for now, but I want 30-second here. So if I will remove anything, health check. Now you want a EC2 health check, or you want, so I want both health check, EC2 as well as ELB. So my ASG group will listen the things from both, from the EC2 and as well as from the ELB in case of health check. I will not select this option, otherwise I have to pay some charges for CloudWatch service. I'll just click on next. One or more required field are missing. So let's check what is the field. Okay, we have to select a new or existing target group. So we have to create one target group as well, guys. ASG demo ALV target group. Okay, just give this particular name, means we are creating a new target group. Now this is the group size. Actually, this is the optional field. Specify the size of the auto scaling group by changing the desired capacity. You can also specify minimum and maximum capacity limit. Your desired capacity must be within that limit. So what is the desired capacity? I always want 2 machines into my environment, means always 2 machines will be available. 2 web server will be available always. What is the minimum capacity? Minimum is also 2, means I always want 2. What is the maximum? Maximum can reach up to 5, means if there is a high load, then extra 3 machine gets added automatically. But in initial time, there are 2 machines. 2 machines is always there. But if you want, like when there is a high load is coming, that time your capacity will reach till the 5. You can define like 10 as well, but I am just going with the 5. So means 5 new machines will be added. This is your target tracking scaling policy. Choose a desired outcome and leave it to be a scaling policy to add or remove capacity as needed to achieve the outcome. Let me just select this one. Target tracking policy. What kind of policy? I want this policy on the basis of CPU. So you can define your CPU or network as well. Network traffic on the basis of network out or in traffic, then applicant load balance request count per target. These kind of, but I will use here CPU. What is the target value? If my CPU reaches till 50, what is the warm up time? I will just use here warm up time is 60 seconds. So means if my CPU remains 50% till 1 minute, it will basically, or till 60 seconds, it will launch a new instance. It will start adding the new instance. This is the meaning of these two lines, guys. If I'll change here, if my CPU reaches till 40%, till 1 minute, then just add a new instance. So I will use here 50. Then warm up time is 60%. Protection, I will just, this is for same thing. If you select this one, no one able to delete and all. Okay, click on next. Add a notification if you want. I don't want. If you are having SNN service, which is like SMS service from AWS, so if it will add a machine or delete a machine, it will send you one SMS. But I don't want this service, otherwise I have to pay some extra cost. Here you can define the tag, like I will give the tag purpose equals to training. Next. Now what I will do, whatever I have created, I'll just create a auto scaling group. As soon as this auto scaling group is start creating, right now if you see, I'm not having any servers here, right? If I'll go to into my EC2 dashboard, so let me just go to into EC2 here, into instances. See, initially I was, let me just delete this one because this is not a part of our this ASG, this particular group. Okay, and the thing, if you see here right now, 2 VMs has been created for you. They have started creation of these 2 VMs. As soon as I have just created my ESG, because initially what was the, we don't have any kind of VMs, right? Initially there is no VMs, and right now we have, he has created one VM. That VM having IP address 10.20.3.11. Other one also having one IP address, which is 10.20.1.136. So these 2 VMs they have created into different group. Okay. Now what I can do, they don't have any kind of public IP address, guys. How I can assign the public IP? What I have to go to into my BPC and subnets, I have to just enable these settings. Generally, these VM not required any public IP address, but I need one public IP address because if I want to do any kind of changes on these VMs, right? Because I need to access these VMs for generating some kind of traffic on them. I'll go to into my subnets directly. On the subnet, what I will select subnet 1, and I'll just go to into auto assign settings. I'll just select enable public IP address automatically. I'll go to into subnet 2, and I will just do this thing into all the subnets, guys. Go to into subnet 4. Let me just do that. Auto assign public IP address, subnet 3 as well. And I'll just go and I'll just select here auto assign public IP address. So these VMs will get the IP address automatically. Go to into route table. Let me just check I am having the proper association, all these subnets or not. Okay, all these subnets are part of this one, and I am also having one route towards the internet, which means I am good with the connectivity point of view. Okay, if you see here right now, I am having 2 VMs, right? These are the VMs is which is launched by your auto scaling group. How you can see that? Go to into this, go to inside your auto scaling group. This is your auto scaling settings. If you go to into activity, these are the activities. See, uploading and load the balancer. It has created all these things, guys, and also it has successfully launched 2 VMs. It has successfully launched 2 VMs, guys. See here, 2 virtual machine. It has launched successfully. And if you go to into your load balancer, let me just open new tab for this target group and load balancer. You will see load balancer is also created for you. One load balancer is created for you, and these are details. These are the target of this load balancer, and these both machines are in healthy state. If you go to into your target groups, in healthy state, if you go to into load balancer, you will see this particular load balancer is also created for you. These are the listeners. If you go to into this load balancer, it is also in active state. Just copy this URL and just hit that URL into your browser. You will able to access your Nginx web page, which means I have just hosted two servers, right? So this is my EC2 dashboard. I'm having right now two machines, right? Let me just select this machine. Right now, this machine is not having any public IP address. Let me select that other one. It is also not having any public IP address, so I will not able to access them, right? So if I want to access them, what I will do, let me just go to into that machine, into networking, manage IP addresses. This is for secondary public IP address. But I want one public IP address on that one. So what I can do, or either okay, that is also okay. What I can do, guys, I will launch one more machine into the same VPC, and I will just access these two machines from that VPC. That I can also do. That is also possible. Okay. So what I will do, let me launch one Amazon machine. Okay. These are the Ubuntu machine, but I will launch here Amazon machine. I will access these both of these machines from that. I will just put into subnet 1, and I want here IP address which is 2010.20.0.100. Let me just select this. Auto assign the public IP address is enable. Next. Next. Name equals to, I will just make this name as a jump host. It's just a jump host. Okay. We will use jump host just for accessing the other machines. Okay. I will just use this particular security group. Let me just launch this machine, because now I want to generate some traffic. When I will generate some traffic into these machines, so that time that CPU thing will triggered, and there is a one machine, there is a few machines will be start adding, because we have set the capacity is 5. So 5 machine will launch after some time. Let's wait here for this one too. Let me just copy this IP address. Let me just get the access of this machine. Load. I'll just put this IP address. Open. Okay. So I have just logged into my machine. Let me just type a sudo su. I'm into root. Let me just go to into slash directory. And now what I will do in this directory, what I have to do, guys, let me just open that particular page. And I have to go to into desktop. From desktop, I have to just go to into this AWS batch, and on that batch, I have to just, this particular key is there, which is Jan 26 batch PEM key, right? I'll just open this file with Notepad++. Okay, now what I will do, I'll just create a one file over there. Vim And after what, I will create a file name. What is the file name? Its name jan-26 batch. jan-26 batch. See, all are in small batch.pem. I'll just copy this content and I'll just paste over there. Right, quit chmod 750. Let me just give this kind of permission on this one. Okay, after that, now I will just try to do the SHS, like SHS on -I will use this particular PAM key and on these machines. So what I will do, I will use here Ubuntu because these are the Ubuntu machines, right? At the rate and their IP address. So what is the IP address on these machines? I'll go to into my EC2 dashboard. I'll just get the IP address of this particular VM, which is this one, 10.20.1.136. Yes. So I have got the access of my VM. Okay, permission is not correct on that machine, that particular file. Permission is 750 for this one. R2 open. It's required that your private key are not accessible by others. So you this will have a okay. Let me just change the permission. I'll use here 700 or let me just use here 600. This time see I'll got the access of my Ubuntu machine, right? I'll go to into root. This is my Ubuntu machine, and what I will do if I run this top command, you will see right now it is not having too much CPU utilization. See if you see total CPU utilization is 3%. What I can do guys, now this time I will use this particular command which is stress, and I will just use this particular full command here. I will not change anything. I will just give here 30 minute 30M means I am running this command for 30 minutes. As soon as I have just run this command into this machine, what happens? Let me also just open one duplicate session as well. Okay, sudo su, and right now I will also try to get the jan26. Okay, this file is over there. Let me now access other machine as well, guys. Okay, so if I'll go there, if I'll get the IP, let me just copy the IP address of this machine, which is this one, and I'll go to into my second session and I will just type here shs-I, then jan26, then Ubuntu at the rate IP address of that machine. Yes, this time I'm into another Ubuntu machine, right? Sudo su cd/. Now I will just type here stress. So I will also use the same command into this one for 30 minutes. 30M. I have just run these commands into both these machines. Okay. Right now, if you go to into this particular machine, if you go to into monitor, you will able to see the CPU utilization. See, just wait here. Here we will get the see. Right now, your CPU utilization is 0.9%. Let me just see into numbers. auto refresh for this one. So it is just increasing, right? Right now it is in 3%. It will increase because the thing, it is not providing the live reports, guys. Just remember, it will not give you the live reports because it will give you after some time the actual reports. Okay, so you have to wait here. Here you will see all these details. Okay, just keep refreshing, and as soon as you will see when your CPU will reaches to up to some time, they will see here few machines also start adding. See, right now, see, it is reached till 1.2%, and it will go high, guys. It will go high. It is right now, it is in 67%, guys. So as soon as this particular CPU, if it will remain still 1 minute for 66%, what will happen? Let me just get the minute wise, guys. Okay. So let me just select here 3 minutes. Let me use here area, some numbers. So right now it is in 67%. Let me just use here 5 minute, and I want line, right? You will see, I think, let me just refresh here. So you have to wait for the CPU, and as soon as you will, that CPU will go high, you will see there here 3 machines will be added automatically due to auto scaling. You have to wait for some time, guys. Let me just go to into this is to dashboard, to these activities and all. So right now nothing is happening here. This is the monitoring report, guys. Right now it is monitor, it is that monitor report is not available. But you will see after some time they will start adding new machines. Right now it is 2 instances and both are in healthy state. So just see the activity. Launching a new EC2 instance. See, it has just start launching new EC2 instance because capacity from 2 to 3 due to CPU utilization, guys, right? Just wait here. It will launch a new EC2 instance. If you go to into this dashboard, let me refresh it. See, previously there were 2 machines, right? But it has also launched new machine, which is in initialization state. Why? Because CPU utilization is high. So here you will see as your CPU utilization is going high, because I have just used this stress command, right? The stress command, what it is doing, it is just creating the load virtually inside this particular machine. It will create a virtual load, guys. It will give virtual loads, and that due to that load CPU went high. So I have just run this command to both the machines. So now on both the machines CPU is going very high. That is the thing which is happening. And because the thing, when CPU is going high, My auto scaling also doing the health check, right? When it will do the health check, so the thing it will found CPU is high, so it will just launch the new instance. Let's wait here. Let me close this one. Let me just select this machine. See, yeah, right now CPU in 99% on this machine. And let me just see the CPU on other machine, which is right there. On other machine, you will see CPU is also into 66%. And right now you will see it is having 4 instances. Let me just increase. See, it has also started launching 2 more new instances, guys. So it will total launch. Totally, it will launch around 5 instances. See, one instance is this, and it also start launching 3 instances. So total count is become 5 after some time, guys. And you will monitor all these things here into this particular monitor tab. See, successfully launch. Then it will also start launching 2 more. Due to this, because we have set the maximum capacity is 5, so it will just make your capacity till 5, guys, because both of our machine is having high CPU utilization right now. And you will monitor all these things here. See, this is my jump host. These are the newly added machine. This machine is the newly one. This is the one, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. And these are the running one. This is also running, and these are in a initialization state still. Okay. If you go to into your console into ASG demo ALV, and if you will go to into target groups, into this target group, see whatever instance they will launch, they will also added here by default. See, all 5 instance has been added into your load balancer target group by automatically. You have not done anything, right? So let's wait this one for come healthy. After, what I will do, I will just stop this nginx service into 2 instances. So, which means I will stop this nginx service, so my load balancer will not able to basically do the checks, right? So health check will fail. When health check will fail, that time also the thing is it will delete these instances which on which health check is failing, and it will launch the new instances. So let's see. We have to wait here for some time, guys. Let me just go there and see all instance right now in running state. There's a one instance which is on initialization. Let's wait for this one. It can also come up. And after that, what I will just stop the nginx service into these 2 instances. Just wait here. So what it will do, when I will stop the service into, let's say into one instance, it will just delete this one and it will launch the new instance, guys. Now all these things happening automatically. You don't need to do anything. That is the like that is the like most important benefit also using your cloud services, because you will get these kind of things automatically. You can scale in your capacity, scale out your capacity, these kind of things you can achieve. See, right now all your instances running fine. So what I will do, let's suppose what I want now, I want one thing. Let me just cancel this stress command. Okay, so what I will do, when I will just cancel this stress, which means CPU on these machines come into normal state, right? Around 3 to 4%. If CPU is coming 3 to 4% to normal state, what will happen? Whatever machines he has added like 3 extra machine, he will just delete these machines. Let's just do this thing. After that, what I will do later on, I will stop the nginx services into these machines, and we will see my alv health check is failed, so my asg, which is auto scaling group, will add new machines and it will delete the existing machine. Okay, let's do that, guys. Now what I can do, let me just cancel this stress command into this machine first, Let me also cancel the stress command into other machine. And if I run here top, see right now CPU is into, see CPU come into normal state, right? As soon as I have run this command, CPU coming into normal state. Connection is also aborted, no problem at all, guys. Let me go there, top. See CPU utilization is under control. Okay, so let's wait here. As soon as CPU come in a normal condition, so it will wait till 1 minute, and after that it will start deleting the machines. So it will just wait for 1 minute to check the CPU status, and after it will just start deleting the machine. So what it will do, whatever machine it will add it first. Let me tell you how it will delete. So let's suppose it has added this machine first, then this, then this, then this, first, second, third, fourth, and then this one, which is fifth. So it will just delete this first machine. Whatever machine he will added first, it will delete that one only. Okay. So it will start deleting these machines now. We have to wait for 1 minute, guys, at least. Let me just go to into my, see, launching a new instance, and he has also launched successfully. If you go to into this history, you will get all the status, right? He has launched these 3 new machines. Now just wait for this one. After some time, what, these things come in a normal state, so you will see it will start deleting all these machines. So we have to wait here. Now what I can do, these are the policies and all. If you want, you can change your policy and other thing, guys, if you want. Okay, so let me go to into activities. So you will see that it stays into your activities. If I'll go to into my, I will just put this one here. Let me just go to into target groups, and you will see 5 machine into your target groups. 5 are in healthy state, right? After some time, see, you will see it is just start removing these instances from your target group as well. So we have to wait for some time, guys. Sometime it will take around generally we have set the timer 1 minute, because it will also take another 1 minute for draining the connections. Because the thing is, if you go to into this target group actions, not an actions, I'll go there to group details. See, deregistration second is 300 seconds, so I have to just change this second to 30 second only. Otherwise it will not delete these things immediately, guys. Okay, so you have to do this thing. Now let me go into target groups, this target group into targets. So you have to wait for some time here to see this particular result, guys. So all machines are right now running fine. And here you have to monitor these activities, guys. The deletion is not happening, so let me just go into this option, edit, enable the instance scale in protection. I will just select this one. Let me just use the coolest to the nearest hours newest instance. So the thing is, what I will just go with default here. And the suspended process, terminate. So it will just terminate this one, and maximum instance lifetime, I will just reduce this particular time into 30 seconds. Update. Let me just update with this one. Generally I don't need to do any changes here. Let's see why it is not removing this one. I'll go to into activities one more time. Again we have to wait for some time because it will remove all these newly created instances, guys, after some time. So let's wait for at least 1 minute and let's see what's happening here. Right now all your 5 servers are running. You can see load balancing is also happening between them. These are the target. All these 5 servers are a part of this particular target group. Go to into load balancer, into listeners. These are the listener details and all. Okay. Meanwhile, what happens? What I can do? Let me just log in into one of the machine. So I have already a part of that machine. 10.20.1.36, right? On that machine, what I will do? Let me just stop one service, which is service nginx stop. I will stop this service into this machine, right? On 36. And I'll go to into this one. Let me just, I will check the health from here, because the thing is they are healthy. After that you will see one of the instance will show into unhealthy state. Just wait here because we have stopped the nginx service. So now my instance will not respond on that port. So you here one instance will go into unhealthy state. Let's see what will happen during that time. Let me just send some continuous traffic from here. We will see the same web page here, because the thing is they are all, see, in one of the server you will get this particular page, means service is not available on that server. 1 2 3 4 5. See, in one of the server you are getting this page, which means we have just stopped one of the server where nginx service has been stopped. So that's why we are getting this particular message, right? So what I can do, let me just go to target group and let's check. That's how we become unhealthy after some time, guys. So just wait here, because there is some timer is set for this one, because they will send some continue continue tcv packets, and if they will not get the response, then they will just they will just consider that server is unhealthy. So we have to wait here. So right now all servers are running fine. Let's wait here, see the status of unhealthy. But this is the configuration which we have to do. See, one of the server went on unhealthy state, right? This is the server which is unhealthy now. Let's see what is the behavior into your ESG now. Let me just go there. Let me just refresh here. And what I will also go to into my ASG. and after some time this here also one event will trigger. And this time if you see, if I'll refreshing, keep refreshing, you will not get that particular error message. Right now my ALV have stopped sending the request towards the unhealthy server. See, what I can do, see status is unhealthy now here. Let me just go to into this ASG auto scaling group. See that what is the events here. So we have to wait here. After some time you will see it will delete that instance and it will launch a new instance instead of that one. That we have to see. So let's wait here. Right now all servers are running fine. Let's wait some time. Let me just reload that page as well. Become unhealthy. Health check has been failed. It will start terminating that particular instance after some time, guys. Just wait. And in this place, why we are getting unhealthy? Because the thing is, my ELV has informed to auto scaling group server is in unhealthy state because health check is failing at the ELV level. Now the thing is, guys, if you see now this particular it has triggered and now it will remove, right? Pre surveys waiting for this one, waiting for this one. Now it will remove these instance, guys. So it will take some time while it will basically take the actions of removing, right? See, and if you go to into instance management, you will see this is unhealthy. And if you go to into activities now, it will basically do this. See, it has launched a new instance, guys. Also, let me just go to into this one. It has terminated few instances, right? Terminate this one. It has terminated around 4 instances, 3 instances, right? Whatever he have created, he has terminated. And the thing is, he will also launch one instance because the thing is what we have done, we have stopped the services, right? So it has just launched this new instance and it has terminated 4 instances. So it has taken some time, but it will basically also now what is it is doing, it is just scaling out as per your requirement and scaling in as per your requirement. If any server become unreachable on a specific service, it will also basically doing, it will also launching the new server and deleting that server, and you will see all these details into this particular dashboard, guys. See, it has succeeded, it has launched new instances and all. Then it has terminated this one, terminated this one, and also it has launched this new one, right? So it has terminated 4 instances. An instance was taken out of the service in response to ELV system. So ELV health check is failing for this one, so due to this reason it has terminated. Monitoring alarm target is become normal, so it has just terminated these ones. It has taken some time, but by end of the day, it is also removing and it is adding, right? So this is, guys, your auto scaling. If you have any kind of questions, just let me know.